Hey there. Welcome to the homestead. Sure glad you could make it. Yep, things are looking a little different here. That's because the microphone failed again. And I don't know if Mike failed or if Lee failed, but one of us failed. And so it could have been a battery. It could have been not hooked up correctly, although I don't know how that could be. It's one wire. It's not like it's rocket science. There's one wire. There's one hole to plug it into. But it did, nevertheless. So that's why I'm here face to face in the RV. Okay. I started work a little late this morning because Brenda said, hey, I'm hearing a cat cry, which with 28 cats on the property, that's not an unusual thing, but she was sure it was one of the babies. So I went outside on the cat yard side, the side that we have the yard for Eclipse and Freddy, that has the tunnel that goes out of the RV and they go in and out. And on top of the slide out, underneath the tarp, was a kitten. And he was stuck. I don't know how he got in there. I have no idea because that tarp comes out to both edges flush. It's an awning, not a tarp. Anyway, it rolls out with the slide. Those of you that have slide outs on your campers, motorhomes, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that little baby was stuck under there and he really wanted out, but every time I would reach for him, he would back up back in the hole. And I couldn't quite reach, so I had to go find a taller ladder. Found a taller ladder, and I went up there to get him, and he wouldn't come out. Every time he'd start to come out, Texas, one of the bigger orange kitties, was on top of the awning, and every time the baby would poke his head out, he'd slap him in the head. He thought it was a game, like whack-a-mole. Anyway, so the kitten was slapping him, he was slapping the kitten. It went on like that for a while. But nevertheless, I couldn't reach the kitten to get him out. Every time I'd reach for him, he'd back up in the hole. So I decided I would go get a box. Brenda said, hey, try a box. All cats like boxes, which they do. So I went and got a box, medium-sized, and I climbed up the ladder and I held it up there. And I tried to coaxing him in. All of a sudden, the box got really heavy. And it wasn't the baby that got in the box. It was Texas. So I gave Texas the elevator ride back down to the ground and then back up on the ladder I go. And I could not get that baby to go in that box for anything. Anyway, I thought, well, maybe a ramp of some sort. So I went out and I found a board, brought the board in. I held the board up and the baby started down the board. But he didn't start down the board first. Texas had gotten back up on the roof and he started down the board. Well, the baby followed him, and I thought, okay, this is pretty good. I can do this. And then Texas decided he was going to turn around and go back the other way. Well, the baby was right behind him. That board was only 5 inches wide. And so fortunately, he's tall enough, he just stepped over the baby. As soon as he got off the board, I was able to bring the board down, get the baby there safely. And anyway, all of that falderall took a long time. So I didn't get to start my job that I wanted to do, which was punch fence holes, until much later in the day. I had 4 holes that I had previously punched, but I was only able to get them down just so far before I hit rock hard clay ground, and I couldn't drill through it. So I tried soaking them once, and that didn't do a whole lot of good. So I just ignored them, walked away, like I do with a lot of things. But we've had some significant rains, so I thought, well, maybe now I can finally punch those holes. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go punch those holes, or to attempt to punch those holes. And if it goes well, maybe we'll do more. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get to this. I just remembered another thing that held me up in the morning. It wasn't just the kitten. I went to get the post hole digger out of the little tool shed, and we hadn't unlocked it since we got back from our vacation. So I grabbed the bundle of keys and went out there to unlock it. And I couldn't get it unlocked. None of the keys seemed to turn the lock. So I went and got the other bundle of keys. Took them out there. Fussed around, couldn't get it unlocked. Came back in the RV. Looked for any random keys I could find, went out to my pickup truck, looked for any random keys I could find in my center console, went out there, tried again. Finally, I was digging around inside and found a lock that looked exactly like it with a key in it. Well, maybe it's the same lock, and maybe it's the same key. So I took the lock out there and pulled the key out of the lock that I had in my hand and realized it was an odd shape and a lot longer than all the keys I'd been trying. So I inserted it in there and it wouldn't unlock the lock. Well, then, smart guy looks at his bundle of keys in his hand and realized that I had a key that looked similar to that, but it had a different cut on it. So I tried it, and sure enough, the lock opened. Anyway, I wasted, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, hour, I don't know how long it was, back and forth, trying to get that thing unlocked. But I did get it unlocked, as you saw. I got 5 more holes. That's it. 5 more. They've been drilling pretty easy, so I think I'm going to go ahead and finish punching this line. Whether or not I get the poles sunk in the ground is a whole different story, but we'll at least get the holes punched. But to do that, I have to move the tractor. The problem with moving the tractor is the battery may not be charged enough to start it because the dynamo doesn't work anymore. I ordered a new one. It came in just before we went on vacation, and I didn't have time to put it in. I still haven't had time to put it in. Anyway, we're going to get go over there, hook up the battery, see if we can start it. If it won't start, we'll get the battery charger out, hook it up, see if we can get it started that way. So, let's get to it. I've been having some trouble with the ignition switch on this tractor. It doesn't always engage. Sometimes you have to just turn it and turn it and turn it to get it to work. I think because it sits outside and it hasn't been covered for a while. I need to get the cover back out. Okay, I got the last hole punched. It's well within the, well, not well within the property lines, but it is inside the property lines. The green post is just in front of the pin, and I punched just in front of the green post and just on the inside. So, now that I have all of the holes punched, okay, I can't put the posts in the ground unless I go get them. They're all sitting way over across the other side of the property. So I'm going to go get the cart, load up some posts, bring them over here, and Well, all right. I got to go get 6 more posts. I can only carry 6 at a time. If I carry more than that, I'll wind up picking them up. But the hardest thing about this whole deal is watching myself talk with no sound, trying to remember exactly what it was I said. I don't, but that's okay. Let's put those posts in the ground. Okay, I hope this wasn't too big of a mess for you to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. It was kind of fun doing the narrating. Anyway, God bless you and thank you for watching. We will certainly see you next time on the homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your friends, and leave us a comment. Bye now.